Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Today we're going to do a little bit of a new lesson on solving square root equations. And let's get a word that you guys need to know. We've talked about it a little bit maybe this year, but not very much. It's called the inverse. And waiting for my presentation to come up here. There we go. Something's happening. There we go. All right. So the inverse basically means kind of like the opposite, or it's what undoes something. For example, if you start with a number 10 and you add 4, to get it back to 10, you have to subtract 4, right? Plus 4, minus 4, you could say those are inverses of each other. Addition and subtraction, you guys have known that for a long time. Obviously, multiplication and division, if you take 10 and you multiply it by 2, if you want to undo that, then you divide by 2, and that gets you back to 10. So those are things we've known for a while, but today we're going to talk about the inverse of square roots. So if you start with a number like 25 and you do the square root of it, now you have 5 as your answer. So get it back to 25, what you need to do is do the second power of it. Now it gets you to 25. If you solve that, the square root of 25 is 5. Square that, it gives you 25. So we could also say that a square root and a second power are the inverse of each other. They cancel each other out is another way that we say it. Or if we start with a number like 3 and we do it to the second power, now it's 9. If you want to get it back to 3, you do the square root. So the squared and the square root are inverses of each other. We're going to use that to solve some equations today. And the lesson that you guys are going to do today on IXL, the exercises you're going to do, are skills FF4 and FF5. You're going to get to 50 points on those. So I'm going to get into IXL right now, show you guys how to do those problems, show you guys how to get to 50 points on that. And that'll be your assignment for today. All right, let's clear this out. And remember, when you guys go to IXL, make sure you're logged in with your correct login. If you don't log in, it doesn't save your work. So hopefully we know that by now. But when I go to IXL, this thing's kind of slow. All right, IXL, we go to learning. It's a crap computer. And Algebra 1. And then when you get there, we're going to go to FF4 and FF5. We'll start with FF4 first. Come on, man. All right. Sorry about this. Computer's acting up. Oh my. So what else is new? Here we go. All right, FF4. Click on that. Someday we'll get to see this lesson. Okay, so here's the equation that we're solving for FF4. It is the square root of h equals 1/11. Okay, so what we want to do, just like when we're always solving equations, we want to get that h by itself. And so if there were anything extra on the outside of this, like if there was, let's just say there was a +3 here, we would subtract 3 from both sides first to try to work it down to get h by itself. This one doesn't have that. It's just an example of what you would need to do here. This one we can go right to kind of getting rid of this square root symbol. So we just talked about how to get rid of that. Get rid of that, we need to do this side to the second power. But remember, when we're solving equations, if you do something to one side, we need to also do the same thing to the other side. So we do this to get rid of that, right? It undoes it. So we have h equals, and 1/11 to the second power means 1/11 times itself, right? 1/11 times 1/11, which is 1 over 121. Let's put that in. 1 over 121. It says submit, write your answer as a fraction, so use that slash sign, and boom goes the dynamite. All right, let's try another one here. 17 equals the square root of t. Same thing, same type of problem here. We're going to do the second power of this side, and we got to make sure we do the second power of this side. 17 times 17, is that? I think that's 329. I'm not sure. Let's live dangerously, though. I won't use a calculator. Let's see if that's right. 329, is that right? Oh, 289. Dang, my smart score went down. Now I'm at a smart score of 9. Hopefully you guys will work more carefully than me. Okay, got it. I'm glad IXL tells us right away how to do the problem and what you did wrong. That's kind of nice. That's one of the reasons why we're using this. All right, the square root of 9 equals 3. We're going to do the second power of both sides. Second power, second power. 3 to the second power is 9. And I think I know that one. Boom. Okay. 0.2 to the second power. I can actually leave those second powers up. 0.2 times itself. 0.2 times 0.2, that's 2/10 times 2/10. That makes 4 100ths, so 0.04, right? Okay. And looks like we should be able to do pretty well on that skill. All right, we're already at 28 points there, and I got one of them wrong. So let's move on to skill FF5 now. FF5 is going to be similar skills, except there's going to be square root on both sides. Okay, so these ones on FF5, if there was extra stuff outside of these square root symbols, it'd be a little bit more work. These ones are pretty straightforward because we don't have anything outside of there. We can go right to the step when you square both sides. And when you square both sides, remember all that does for these is it gets rid of the square root sign. So basically, both square root signs are going to be gone, and you're going to have just 7 times p equals 10 plus 2p after you do that. And we just use our equation solving skills. So there's the variable on both sides. P is on both sides, so we're going to subtract 2p from both sides of the equal sign. And then you have 5 times p over here. Over here, it cancels out, and we have 10. 5 times p equals 10. Last step, if you have 5 times 5, to undo that, we divide by 5, divide by 5. P equals 2. Now, if you think about it, we just used inverse 3 different ways. We did the inverse of a square root. We squared to get rid of that. We had the inverse of addition, which was subtraction. So we subtracted from both sides. And then we did the inverse of multiplication, which was division. So really, when we're solving equations, all we're doing most of the time is just using inverses or simplifying things. All right, so we got 2 for P. There we go. Awesome. IXL makes you feel pretty good about yourself sometimes, right? Okay, same concept here. We're going to square both sides, square both sides. So now you have 9j equals 6j plus 3. And again, draw the line down from equal sign. If the variable's on both sides, you need to fix that. Fix that by subtracting 6j from both sides. When you subtract 6j, it combines with this, cancels it out. Then you have 3 times j equals 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. J equals 1. And, yep, terrific. Okay, so they're already at a smart score of 19. I think most of the problems you do on this skill are going to look a lot like that, so you guys should be able to do those. Always send me an email if you have any questions. I can usually answer your questions over email, or we can set up a Zoom meeting. I've done quite a few Zoom meetings with students, just one-on-one. If you can share your screen with me, I can look exactly at the problem that you're doing and help you out with it. All right, have a good day. Thanks for watching.